Who your role models? Are they dabbing now? Oh yeah. Did you fall in line with the program? Or did you set out on your own plan? Drop the context like the 808s. I'm on the island waiting for explosion. Once knew a white girl I walked from school with. All changed when the whole football team hit. Same year they went and won a state championship. She celebrated with her baby on her hip. Who the father? It's not me. It's not me. It can't be. Had a trip of cake in case it didn't sink. Couldn't let it skate around me and a roller rink. Damn, time flies when the blind take the lies, turn it to the gospel. Then they living by the eyes of the hospitable, make them miserable. Far clears, put that thing on them, make it cyclical. Know they sick of you. 5 years later, eyes open wide, can't deny. Someone on the line across the other side, look behind, and it's you with the knife, trying to cut the line. Excuse that you need them in your life. So blind, Lord, why I does cry. My fear, don't try trying to see, trying to see. Took a break, now I'm back like I never left. If Future is the king, I have to be the chef. Pussy got you whipped, got you mad out of breath. I whips her with a spoon, got a Joseph for the rest. Gotta play with the tempo, it was smooth in the intro. How'd you close in the outro? They look for more about you. You hit it with that petrol and you hoping for that fuego. Been searching coast to coast, VA to San Diego. So blind, Lord, why I does cry. My fear, don't try trying to see, trying to see. Yeah. Dope. Blue magic. Cash it all in. I'm swerving through traffic. Crash it. Close casket. Crazy way to go, but hey, I'm a maverick. Savage. Ravage. After life spasm. Can't tell me even in my passing. Couple years make this place my castle. Make it 360 like with the tassel. Never hit us on my shoes. Satin sheets with angels. Sipping on the witch brews. PS2 with Jesus. Take a trip to Iru. Wave me a heart or two. See what you've been through. See what door you go through. Visionary in the afterlife. Dante fight sins on a half pipe. Past bins got fluent with the crack pipe. Damn. Put the users in the limelight. Shine bright. 100 days. No nights in praise. I might need that sacrifice. See what you do for a Klondike. First got appeal to my appetite. Yeah. Way too cool to walk on water. Not for peace and not for slaughter. I smite you despite your daughter. Gotta spice it up, collapse the borders. Way too cool to walk on water. Not for peace, not for slaughter. I smite you despite your daughter. Gotta spice it up, collapse the borders. Working with a gold chain, VVS, no stain. Bar the soul off frame, rub hands, Birdman. Mr. Burns, X-Lane, same thing, different name to the league. Rap gang, cocaine, my brain on. Focus, bad chick on. Hocus, her nose up. Locust, see problems go. Hocus, rolling up a POTUS, up the blue notice. notice. That's a fine line between realest and the dopest. Trying to stand up and they call me the oldest. Go where the snow is, no, I'm the coldest. Yeah, way too cool to walk on water. Not for peace and not for slaughter. I smite you despite your daughter. Gotta spice it up, collapse the borders. Way too cool to walk on water. Not for peace, not for slaughter. I smite you despite your daughter. Gotta spice it up, collapse the borders. We in this bitch.
But you on screen one. That's how.
That one.
Don't get no time with. Yeah, we got 2 more minutes. we gonna kick it off a little bit early. How y'all fellas doing, man?
Tired.
Big vibes.
Yeah, I'm already ready for the weekend. I'm ready for the weekend Monday.
Same.
I'm off for the rest of the week, so can't complain.
Shit, lucky you.
Schedule, man.
I don't get that same luck as y'all. Wait for the weekend. I'm still gonna be working when the weekend comes.
I'm gonna have to babysit my kids on the weekend, so I mean, same.
Yeah, my ass about to get a second job, man. This shit's expensive, bro.
Oh yeah, you up there in DC? You out in the hallway.
I'm about to be working security somewhere after hours.
Last thing you need is a nightclub bouncer, man.
Bro, they some bad ones out here though, man, bro. I would not mind that at all, bro.
Hey, he trying to get something done in the alley.
There's a whole rooftop bar, like literally, like right next door to me, man.
Yeah, the reason
I can pick some shifts there. Shit, I'd be good, man. Over there, smoking mirrors, bro, right next door.
Okay. That's crazy. You just mentioned a bar. I was just a video popped up on IG. This chick was telling how her friends went out to the spot without her, and all of them ended up getting hurt for smoking hookah. They had some random smoking hookah with them. They weren't sharing tips either. It's just the saliva got into it.
Hold on, they weren't sharing tips.
Yeah, the saliva. I guess she had a cut in her mouth or something. You smoke a hookah, like the blood. That's the best thing they could come up with. It wasn't like 100%. That's
that came from that though.
And
they didn't prove that's where it came from. They didn't prove that. They just assumed.
They be drinking off each other, doing that kissing.
Yeah, but I'm saying, especially women, they be kissing each other and shit when they get drunk, drinking out the same cup.
Stories out here.
The same dude.
You say the stories you hear?
Yeah. I think it's crazy when I hear girls talk about they sleep in the same bed. They be saving their money in the hotel room.
No, not us.
But then they got the audacity to look at me crazy. And I talk about, oh, y'all hot rack? I'm like, yeah, well, we didn't share a bed.
Yeah, they think we sleep in there at the same time.
Yeah. We split resources, but that don't mean we shared the same bed. Especially when you a senior guy, don't even dare sleep in this bed. Y'all better figure it out.
That shit was crazy though.
Bro, and we did that shit for $25,000, bro. Bro, we weren't getting paid shit to do that, bro. We did that shit for $25,000. Bro, I want to hear shit like when people doing shit for money, like, bro, I need some crazy shit for some money, bro.
Niggas just put us on the extreme savings plan. We thought we was doing something. Niggas come back from underway having a whole bunch of money. Thought we was doing something.
Man, we're doing shit, boy.
Like I first checked, you
saving your own money. Doing something.
What was that first check? Like 600, 800, something like that?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't even want to talk about that.
Our first check with uniforms, bro. That's crazy.
Man, that was my first job, so I was like, oh, man, I got my own money now. I feel good.
Boy,
I had to start paying them bills.
When I got that credit card.
Oh, no, I was scared. It took me a while to get a credit card. I was scared.
Man, I got that green card. I maxed that joint out quick, boy.
I ain't maxed it out, but I stopped paying it though. I stopped paying.
I went to the mall. I thought I was that guy, man.
Oh, really? Why?
Gosh, I bought everything.
Oh yeah, no.
It was a $2,000 credit limit, man. I ain't even have enough money to go home.
Yeah.
After sub school, I was struggling.
I went home.
That's
2,000 in military. That's all they gave you.
So I mean,
I know you're starting out, but damn, you in the military, so it's like you like your job. That's the most secure job in the world.
Yeah, I had zero credit prior to that.
Yeah, I did too. Cause I tried getting a phone with Verizon initially. I had to ask one of the homies at sub school to co-sign me just so I can get a phone.
Shout out to the homie.
T-Mobile wasn't talking about that. T-Mobile was
Shout out to the homie putting his whole life on the line.
Hey, he was gonna do something. He gonna do something bad if I didn't pay my bill on time. I was scared, but lucky for him, he trusted in the right person. I didn't miss a payment.
This was up.
I've been with Verizon now for 2012. So yeah, 11 years.
But I was with T-Mobile, man, and I had to cancel them. Then as soon as I canceled, they want to send me all these emails for free shit. I'm like, man, fuck y'all, man.
Verizon.
Now y'all can give me some free shit.
Oh yeah, Verizon do the same thing.
I'm paying my bill on time.
I'm there with everybody.
Yeah, Verizon do the same thing. You threaten to leave them, next thing you know they like, oh, we got the best deal for you. So we got you got something better than the deal I just was trying to get rid of for the past year. Okay, thank you. Finally, that's all it took.
130.
Yeah, I'm about to say I got $100 bill, man. I'm like, no, this shit some gotta change. Something gotta give.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, appreciate y'all fellas for being here. You know, let's go ahead and get into the show. We got 4 people in the chat. Thank y'all for joining us. Welcome to It Gets Deep. This is the podcast. We got 4 Navy vets, and we're gonna have this casual conversation that we had when we was down in the machine room, just kicking back in between watches, chopping it about plethora of topics. You know, you never know what's gonna be the topic. And this topic, once again, is coming from our boy Darnell, right there in that bottom right corner over there. And this topic is gonna be on social conditioning. And we're going to go over what social conditioning is, and then we're going to break down if you've been social conditioned, how you've been social conditioned, can you break that social conditioning, and we can spin off from there. It's going to get deep into it. So as y'all come in, thank y'all for being here. If you returning, thank you for coming back and enjoying this show. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, share with your people, and we're going to get into this show. So we got a video and we also got an article. I don't want to have a video and an article up at the same time because I'm testing out, see if I can get these videos to finally work. If I can't get the video to work this time, then I'm gonna have to pull out all stops. Because I done cleared my cookies, my browser history. I done checked my speed. I'm getting 1,000 gigs. I'm telling you, I done checked every single thing.
All that porn, man. Y'all was thinking it too.
Nah, this my work computer. This my business computer. Ain't none of that going on this computer. You know?
Bro, that's crazy how the ad be loud as fuck too, man.
Yeah.
Bro, the ad be loud as shit, man. It's like, hey.
The ad gonna play.
No. Bro, it's like put on a microwave in the middle of the night, bro. This shit loud as hell, man. Bro, it should be loud for no damn reason. But why is the ass so damn loud?
It's like eating shit.
I got one little thing on the damn thing.
Hold on. Why he worried about the ads and he live by himself?
I'm just saying, bro. Like,
I mean, them 5 seconds be long, huh?
Niggas still think your neighbors can hear you though. Like,
hey, Darnell don't care about them neighbors. He didn't care about his neighbors when he was on the boat. Boy. He don't care about his neighbors now, I'm sure.
I had my headphones on, bro. I was in the zone, bro. Bro, I was in the zone, man. Fuck y'all.
Bro, all you had was a curtain and people could hear you. Like, bro.
Elbow hanging all out. He didn't care, man.
Oh no, not getting the elbow jerk. Oh no. Oh man.
Man, keep
All
going,
right.
keep going.
All right, let's get into this. If you just joined us, thank y'all for joining us. It's the It Gets Deep podcast. I'm Tote. You got Mel. You got OJ. Oh my God. Ooh, y'all about to give me the hiccups. I can't be the host with hiccups. And we got Darnell. We're gonna get into this video about social conditioning. It's a TED talk. And there's aspects of this that we're not gonna go into. Probably like the first 3 minutes we're gonna talk about because this gets into a part of the conversation that's gonna kind of distract from the main goal here. And it's coming from a trans woman, or is it a trans man? A transgender. It's coming from a transgender person. I don't want to misgender them. I don't want to misgender them. So it's coming from a transgender. But the first part of the conversation is what I want to cover, and then I'm gonna ask him a few questions. So let's go ahead and get into that. Please play. Please play. I can't get a break. All right. Let me take care of some stuff. See if I can figure this out. We're gonna come back to the video in a little bit. Let me see. Pause. History. Y'all go ahead and have a conversation while I figure this out real quick.
Darnell, so what we supposed to be talking about today? Since we can get the video started, what you got for us? What's the baseline of today's conversation?
I mean, social conditioning, is it good or is it bad? So I think
Let's see.
I mean, there's actually pros and cons to it. It does create, I guess, conditioning. I mean, we're conditioned, from birth, whether it be by parents, media, society, any institution we're in, school, military.
Hold on, I think I just messed up. Hold on, let me see if it might end the broadcast.
Well, engineer just quit.
No, we still alive.
Yeah, no, we're still here. We're still here.
Did it end anything?
No, you just went offline.
It made me log back in. Okay.
Hey man, let's just do articles, man.
I know, man, videos are a lot more interesting because you get people's point of views on things. Articles is kind of, I don't want I'll explain it a little bit later.
Hi everyone, I'm Jude, and I'm just going to say that this is a little bit scary, and that I have an inner saboteur that tries to tell me that I'm not good enough, and that what I have to say isn't important. But I didn't let a belief of inadequacy stop me from being here today, nor did I let a feeling of unworthiness
Wow. What in the world? All right, anyway.
You gotta clear the cache, man.
I did.
We'll figure it out.
That was an error.
To everybody in here, we're still getting this podcast thing started. So instead of us, waiting months and months trying to get this thing perfect, we're just gonna keep going. We're just now starting out. This is episode 5 of the It's Get Deep podcast. And we're gonna keep picking these things up until we get it better. So get it right.
So that was a transgender man, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Bro, why you take so long to say that, bro?
You were talking, nigga. I didn't want to cut you off. That was a question.
Hi everyone, I'm Jude, and I'm just going to...
I think it messed up because I logged out. What in the... I swear, I don't know what's the problem here because I'm telling you, I got internet for days. I'm gonna have to do a wire. I'm gonna have to just do a wire connection.
You can see where it's like loaded, like you know what I'm saying. And I don't know why I'm not playing.
Well,
it gotta be the
whole Wi-Fi, man.
Man, it's that 3G Wi-Fi you got, man.
3G. Man. 3G. Anyhow, we gonna get into the article instead. Then let me pull the article up. I'm sorry, everybody. That was actually pretty decent video that I wanted to get into.
Bro, North Korea got better Wi-Fi than this, bro.
I believe it. But anyhow, I guess we can get into the first question then.
Yeah, were you sipping on Melvin?
While I pull up this article.
Dartman, Woodford.
Yeah, we can get into this first. Let me get into this first question then. But then I pull up the article that Darnell had. So what is a false belief? And then give me an example. We'll start with Mel.
You got to define what false belief means to me.
Okay, we'll start with OJ. If you want to define false belief, go ahead. I'm not gonna do it. I want y'all what y'all think of what a false belief is.
So I guess we all know what false is, right? So not the truth. So we can say what something that's a belief. So what do we a belief as in like a way of like a religion, or I believe that you should wet your toothbrush with the toothpaste on it, but it's not necessarily, you don't have to do that, right? You don't necessarily have to do that. So I'm not sure, man. It's kind of,
well, let's think. A false belief is a misconception resulting from incorrect reasoning. Like the whole toothpaste thing, I wouldn't say that's necessarily incorrect reasoning because there is no right or wrong in that regard. Let's say, like, for instance, like, all right, like like every time I wake up, the sun's out. So, I guess because I wake up, the sun's out. Like that would be a false belief, right? The sun doesn't come out because you wake up. The sun comes out because of its, the Earth's spin on its axis is the reason why it comes up, not because you wake up.
Much better analogy.
It's one of those things like correlation doesn't necessarily equal causation kind of things. So that's what a false belief is.
So with that said,
I was going to explain it a way longer way than that, but yeah, that's better.
So what do you think of what is a false belief? Give an example of a false belief for you, man.
False belief, like, okay, like as far as like social conditioning goes, like I would be like a false belief would be, let's say like us, for instance, because we're black, we somehow have a proclivity for violence and committing crimes and whatnot, and that has nothing to do with us being black. It just happens to be due with our circumstances in this country. Most of us, I'm not saying most of us, but a disproportionate percentage of us come from poor backgrounds and things that are not conducive to being successful here in the United States. So because of that is the reason why we do commit a disproportionate amount of crimes in respect to our percentage of the population. And because of that, it seems like, oh, well, if you're black, you just have a proclivity, have a propensity to commit crimes. And that's definitely not true. So,
man, saying a lot of big P words, man.
Man, pushing P.
But I agree with you on that. Or I think one for myself, I would have, what is beauty? We're the way that America is defining beauty now, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily have a type of woman, but if you can put every woman that I've been with together right next to each other, you can probably similarly have something in similar, even though they're all different races. Black, never actually dated a white woman, but
they all put their hands on you.
Wow, couldn't be. All right, I want you to listen. When I go there, I want y'all to know he started it. When I go there,
hey, bro, I got some more rounds and clips. Hey, that ain't the only game. There's some rounds and clips, son.
But before I'm really interrupted, no, but what beauty is defined is like a heavier set person, being beautiful, right? I was like, oh, you can't like fat shaming and saying that everybody's beautiful and no one's, it's like you can't have your own personal preference. And I'm not saying you should bully someone because they're not beautiful or what you define as beautiful. But at the same time, it's like you can say someone's ugly and be okay with it, or they can be okay with it. It's like it's like you conditioned to not have a type of person, or not even to speak about it.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, man? What you think a false belief is?
I still gotta like I have a hard time like trying to think of like something personal, but I think maybe because I believe in it, it's like it's too deep embedded in me. So like I agree with like what OJ saying like with the beauty standards like that's so like how they come out with them lists like how can you say like this is the most beautiful woman in America and I can look at that and I'm like she wouldn't do nothing for me, bro. Like she wouldn't do nothing for me.
Yeah,
Bro, everybody think Jennifer Aniston's hot, bro. I'm like, bro, she is like a most mid of mids.
I mean,
she not. I'm not gonna call her ugly, but she just
she ain't ugly, but I mean,
she's always done nothing. Like for me, I'd pass her.
Yeah.
Just regular, like
she's just a mom.
She's just regular. Like it's like I don't know why she put on a pedestal. Like
even J-Lo cool, but she
mid.
It's a lot.
You said J-Lo mid.
She not mid. To me, I would pass. It's a lot I would pass.
Okay, who your top 5 then? Let's see your beauty standards. Who your top 5?
Like out of famous people.
Let's do it right now.
My number one, like out of famous people, was like Megan Good. She's number one for me.
Oh,
Megan Good.
That's
Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek when she was top of her game for me.
But other than that, I can't really say. Like it's gonna be all black women though. Like all 5 gonna be black women.
Like you biased already. So you already social conditioned.
No,
there you go, right there.
But I ain't biased. That's my opinion.
No, but that's part of conditioning.
That's what I'm attracted to, though.
But that's the thing, though. That is condition.
That's part of your conditioning. You've been.
Right there.
It's a trigger for you.
Because that's what I'm attracted to. Like white women just don't.
Okay, look. We're not saying that's not what you're attracted to. You don't have a right to say that.
But that's
what I'm
conditioning.
saying is, I will say like our attractions are a result of conditioning. That's why the whole European beauty standards thing, like, yeah, you realize like a lot of black women that are in the mainstream considered beautiful do have very, I guess, Eurocentric features.
Look, check this out. I got a cousin. He's from DC. He actually from DC. He moved here when he was in middle school. They don't have. He said he like Mexican women. He moved out here. He was like, we was talking the other day, like last weekend. He was just saying, I ain't never seen no Mexican in DC. All we have is black people and some white people here and now. I ain't never seen no Mexicans. So, like, I don't like that. I think it's all like a personal preference a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's half and half.
By society.
It's the preference that you have, as well as what you're conditioned to like. So it's just.
And that's why I say it's a good thing. You know, like beauty standards is a very touchy subject, but at least it gives us, I guess, all like a kind of like shapes us to kind of like have the same, I guess, a goal. You know, in a sense. You know, hey,
I just feel like you should like that beauty standard stuff. I just feel like because they say like Jamaican dudes like big women, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like if you like what you like, why are you trying to stop yourself from liking this to go meet some type of beauty standard? I just don't understand it. Like
yeah. Okay. All right. So I got y'all understand a false belief. You look at
well, that's the thing. I would say it's more.
All right. Come on, man. Calm down. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. Look at some of these comments. Got a couple comments that came in. Is that Kelly Bethia? I know I might be butchering your name. I apologize. Don't shoot the messenger. 45 winning the 2020 election is a false belief. She doubled up on us.
Team easy.
Okay. Tamesia or Tamasia? Can I just call you Tam? That's a guy? Tam T Davis. OJ getting a pause put on him. He said it's on site. That must be one of your homies.
Darnell throwing low blows.
That's Darnell burner account?
No, that's my homie.
Oh, okay, I had the pause put on me a few times, but he's so.
All right, so let's get into let's go ahead and define.
I think we all had a woman hit us, every once in a while,
Yeah,
not as many as me.
Hey, we can count it up.
I've only been hit by a woman once in my life, and I think y'all was there. OJ might have been there when that Japanese chick smacked me outside of Moose's.
Yeah. Damn, that was just.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get into this one of these articles first. It's gonna define what social conditioning is, maybe some effects of it. So as an adult, we have some self-defined boundaries. There are some things we refuse to do, things that never cross our minds. It may be something as innocuous as what we eat for breakfast, or what we can be more significant decisions like what jobs we consider respectful and what kind of a person we want to marry. But have you stopped to think to yourself, why have you created these invisible boundaries around yourself? The answer is more complicated than you can imagine. What is the most common trap that almost all of us have fallen into? It is conforming to the norms that have been created by the society around us. This is known as social conditioning. Even if uh, these norms are outdated, false, misleading, or do not align with the present world, we conform to those nevertheless. This is because we grew up believing in them and seeing them adapted by everyone around us. All right, so we leave it right there. So what that's basically saying, the way you think politically, the way you think maybe education wise, family, all of those things are wrapped in social conditions. So your parents can be social conditioning, your school can be social conditioning, your neighborhood can be social conditioning you to think a certain way. So it's basically the culture that you are brought up in is social conditioning you. So what is something that's you've been socially conditioned to do that you never even wouldn't even thought about as a kid, but you thought about now? If that makes sense, what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Like what's something someone pointed out to you that you thought was normal, but you found out it wasn't?
Like just on a little minor level, like my dad, like when I was growing up, he used to always say, "We get in the car, put your seatbelt on." That's the first thing he say. And now, like that's just an instinct of mine. Just without even thinking, seatbelt. My kids, like my oldest, like I was always any kid that got in the car with me, like, "Hey, put your seatbelt on." This, I'll rip. I'm saying this shit without even thinking about it. This is like on a minor level. First thing that came to my head, but
Okay.
I get in the car with other niggas. They have their seatbelt just already buckled. They don't just ride with their shit. Like they just want the noise to be off, and I'm just like, I can't fuck with it.
Man, I can't stand that noise. And
I
plus,
can't
they talk
stand
about
it
they're gonna be a
either,
missile. If anything happened, they're gonna be a missile.
but I can't even stand
Even in
just
the
like I
back
don't even have my seatbelt on. Like I just can't see riding around with like I don't know. But
I'm guilty of that, bro. I do not ride with my seatbelt on.
my partners, most of my people, they already got the seatbelt just connected to the thing already, so they just get in and go. Like they don't even got to
Oh,
worry
that's
about
no,
it.
that's crazy. That's different. Hell no.
So you telling me OJ, you telling me you ride with no seatbelt, right?
Sometime, bro.
Yo,
Yeah.
so your joint just be going ding ding
I can't stand it.
Yes,
ding
bro.
ding.
My music be
That's
like y'all know
crazy.
back in Hawaii I had that the
That's
Nissan Altima
crazy,
with the sub with the 15 in the back.
I'm driving like
man. I've only drove in your Altima a couple times, and one of the times you got pulled over.
Bro.
Some tacos. That was it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right. What's something that you consider normal that others don't consider normal?
Um, I think food was a big one for me starting out early. I think
Okay.
I think like in black culture, especially when when I was younger, you had to eat everything on your plate and then what we ate. And then I was the first one of my mom kids like to try sushi. She's like, "Oh, what's
yeah. I was
sushi?"
man, that was in my head. I was like sushi. Like I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, yeah. And I first had it, I was like, "What's that?" And I was just like, I had it, and I was like, "This thing is good." It's like it's like, but I was weird for trying it though. I was weird for
I ain't
trying
gonna lie, I
something
can't
different.
fuck with it, man. Like uncooked, like food, like I can't.
They got
Mm.
cooked sushi too though, but
Baby
Nah,
ass
man,
stomach.
because some about it
What
just
about
like
y'all? What about
uncooked
y'all steak?
fish don't sit well with me, man.
I got my
What
Steak
about
food.
your
too.
steak?
I ate steak medium well for most of my life until probably till I got to Hawaii. To be honest with you, the steak place that's at the is at the next. It's
Ooh.
bruh, bruh,
I know exactly what you're
bruh,
talking about. That little grill that's right on the outside.
man, yeah. That's the
Yeah,
first
you get
time
the
I
right,
had
get the
steak
rice
like
with the salad.
medium, bruh. That
Ooh.
place
Yo, I
was
wonder if that's still
busting, bro.
there. Yo, I wonder if that's still there. Yo, I could eat that every day.
Every day. Honestly, when I first I had steak medium well most of my life. So when I had it medium rare and medium for the first time, I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah, they
I ain't got to chew for that long, but a couple chews, it will go down, man. I mean,
See,
from
I
that
think the
moment
thing
on,
is though, people are so like you said, we social conditioned to think that that's blood
it's not
when it's
blood.
really not.
Yep. Thought it was
So people
blood.
see the red and see the pink, and it's like, oh, it's uncooked.
Yep.
But all it takes is
I still thought it was blood. Like,
no, it's
I'll
not.
tell you some shit.
It looked like blood, but it ain't. It's actually the what's it called?
It don't matter.
I gotta look it up, but it's not
I
blood.
eat my shit medium. That should be good, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's why I get medium.
You get medium.
Yeah, Darnell, what's something you consider normal? What people consider abnormal?
I consider normal,
I
but
want to stoop so
other
low.
people don't.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm a bigger person.
Man,
Nah, man, go ahead, bro.
No, bro, you dirty, man. You just, yo, hey, to all the viewers, just need
all
to
right.
know.
Hey, Darnell, flame his ass up. Flame his ass up real quick. Let him know. Flame his ass up. Let him know.
I'm just saying, man, bro. We all shit. It's all fun and games here, bro.
All right, go ahead, man. I'm messing with you, man.
Man, shit. What the question was like? What's consider? Well, I consider normal, but other people don't.
Yeah.
Should I be all the way around? But
What do you consider normal? But when presented in front of an audience, they be like, "Nigga, what?
no,
What did you say?"
I don't know, man. Like that's the thing. Like I don't eat cereal with milk. You know, like everybody think that's just weird as fuck. But I'm like, I don't like soggy cereal. So,
What you eat your cereal with?
man, I just eat it plain. Like,
Nigga, what?
That's the
Oh,
one.
man.
That's the
like,
one.
who?
Okay.
I'm saying, like, but seriously though, like, who thought about, hey, let me put dairy, cow milk in my cereal? Like who thought about like?
A kid.
I
That's
don't
what
milk go hard with cereal too. But I don't know who thought about it, but
they was a motherfucking genius.
Bro, that's stupid, bro. Like, why the fuck I'm putting? Then I get like soggy ass cereal. I'm like, I don't like that shit.
you
Man, you asking questions like who invented numbers? Like, I mean,
Well, the reason they eating it with milk is because you don't want cardboard scratching your throat as you
Do you eat
digest.
potato chips? Do you eat like kettle cooked chips?
Yeah,
or
but I'm
anything?
not. But the potato chip is salivated up by the time it goes
Okay,
down.
so your cereal can't be too. Like
it was the
Cinnamon Toast-
intent behind. I'm
Cinnamon
pretty
Toast
sure.
Crunch isn't hard. Like I don't know what like. I don't know why.
I'm pretty
that's-
sure the cereal didn't come first. I'm pretty sure it was like an oatmeal or some type
yeah,
of.
it was a. I actually read about why they made cereal. I can't remember nothing, but I read why they made cereal, but I can't remember why.
Yeah, it was different. The cereal was like, oh, let's just make this cereal product. It was a wheat.
It was a wheat, and the first cereal was wheat, and they was trying to make. Oh, I can't remember. They was trying to make something. They ended up making cereal. But
Yeah, it makes more sense.
So cereal is just an accident.
Like,
I mean,
like
I
most-
think they was intentional in trying to make it, but I don't know if they was trying to make it. You eat it with milk. I don't know how they came about. But
Yeah, bro. That's the thing. I don't like white milk like that, bro. Like
Yeah.
for Bahama milk,
What kind of other milk is it?
no, like
White milk.
like white milk. Like I don't do like white milk.
What, chocolate milk, strawberry milk, banana milk? What we talking about here? White milk.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't drink it in ever. Like, I don't like. You will never find me with a cup of white milk. If I do, something's wrong.
What I'm saying? What is white milk?
this is regular milk. I'm assuming.
Like regular
Cow
milk.
yeah, I've never heard it called white milk, but
White milk?
I get what you're saying.
You got almond milk now. You got almond milk. You got,
White milk 2%.
yeah. I'm just saying.
Heavy cream.
2% milk, whole milk, skim milk. Motherfucker, if it's white milk, I don't fuck with it. Like,
I ain't gonna put no cup of milk, but like I have.
like I ain't about to drink a cup of milk, bro. I don't see how you
Yeah.
motherfuckers do that shit.
I just recently started back doing it. Honestly, it's supposed to help out your gut health.
I mean,
Like your gut bacteria and stuff. Like not to be too much information. I don't pass gas. I barely even like go because of diet, carnivore diet. I look into it.
Good for you. Yeah. So I guess one thing that I consider would be normal, but others consider abnormal is about like my upbringing. It was cool to get good grades, but when you go to school, that's obviously not what everybody else thinks. And that's how you gotta try to blend in, fellas. Not get bullied or
You know,
Man,
when I first
have
moved to
not
Louisiana,
have friends and stuff.
when I first moved to
So
Louisiana, it
yeah,
was like that. Like I got
yeah,
found for making straight A's and shit. I'm like,
yeah.
y'all really failing? Like y'all really failing this shit?
I was incentivized to get good grades. Like if I got 4.0s, I got to go to Red Lobster. That was my reward.
so I wish my dad was on some shit like that. Then, all right.
Man,
I was knocking them out the
I
park,
got
boy.
$20 for making straight A's.
Oh
Then
yeah,
my
that's good
homeboy was
too.
telling me, "Oh, my parents said if I make straight A's, I get $200." I'm like,
God,
what?
what you gonna do at 200? What? How
Two
old
hundred
is he?
dollars for making like that? They must really not expect shit from you.
I didn't see
They
my
Yeah,
bet
first.
they
I
bet
didn't see my first
$200 you ain't gonna
$100
make
to a
straight
seventh
A's.
grade.
yeah. Okay. If y'all just tuning in, thank y'all for joining. Y'all go ahead and get in them comments. What's something that y'all consider normal that somebody else doesn't consider normal? Y'all free to answer these questions that we talk about too. Go ahead and get in the comments. We'll bring the comments up on top, then it can push our conversations probably a little bit further as well. Like I said, it was uncool for us to be like getting good grades, staying out of trouble. And the reason we always did that though, because we were socially conditioned to think that everybody wanted the bad boy. You know what I'm saying? You got the girls that way, you got more friends that way, a
Just
little bit
true.
more respect that way. But at the end of the day, I think if you look back at it, if I was to go back in time and I was to tell my younger self to stick, I would just basically tell myself to stick with what I was doing, kind of stick to the teachers because they got those resources that you would need to better yourself later on in life. Because I think just by me being smart, it opened doors for me to, or exposed me to a lot more things outside of the city of Detroit at an early age versus being stuck there. I got to travel a little bit earlier, uh, lesser costs versus being stuck in the city, going to the aquariums and going to the zoo, like the simple stuff. Like what I'm saying, you a high schooler, you trying to explore the world. You can't explore the world if you stuck in your city, and I think that's another aspect of social conditioning. If you stuck in the same shit and you're
You know,
not getting exposed to a lot of things, you're gonna just be confined to that, just what you know.
that kind of depend on your city though, because I live in a big ass city where we exposed to a lot of shit, but I didn't care about school, so it wasn't like, oh, this cool to fail. I just like I cared about like, fuck it, I'm gonna have fun. I was smart, so it was easy to pass, like do the test, and I'm passing the test, but I ain't never do no homework. I didn't do no homework. And
Mm.
so like I barely, just sees the classes that didn't give a lot of homework. I'm doing good in them, but what I'm saying, just barely, got by. But it wasn't because it was cool, but I'm not gonna lie and say there was a thing like, nigga, it's cool to, I barely passed. I got a 72, like shit like that. It was kind of cool. That shit dumb now looking back on this shit stupid as fuck. But
Like laughing when you're like, dang, I failed. Like, dang, I failed too. Like laughing about it and shit. Or I know what you're saying. It's a culture thing, man. It's not just a black culture. It's like the culture of the school. Like if Cam, you had went to like a prep academy or something like that, and everybody in that
Mm-hmm.
school was like, dialed in, then that's the
yeah,
culture of the school, right?
well, they compete with
Yeah,
niggas was competing to make like I want to make the, what I'm saying, that was the thing.
Yeah,
I'm making the
yeah.
highest grade, then that would have been
And
another
I think
culture.
that's why those private schools are like me. I think that's the culture behind those schools. Like it's not cool to look like a dummy. It's not cool to fail grades because you want to succeeding is a part of our culture, and succeeding for us is like they just passing the next, going to the next grade.
And also, nigga,
really.
if you ain't making the grades, hey, you gotta go. Hey, after this semester, you can't come back no more. So you ain't gonna be no
Yeah,
more. You be
yeah,
cool all you want, but you gonna be at the other school.
yeah, yeah.
Looking dumb as hell.
And I think something similar I had to that was I was raised mostly by my mom growing up, but I say this all the time, but she never taught me how to be a man, but she taught me how to treat a woman. And she
Mm-hmm.
made me like be this Prince Charming kind of guy that really didn't help once I moved with my dad. Because all I wanted to do was just be like super sweet. So and I go back and replay times where I could have, man. There was some times where I had some women like in the grass in the palm of my hands, and I was just like, nah, she just want to be friends. She just want to, nah, I shouldn't look at her that way. Super sweet, man. And they probably looked at me like, this nigga, like, what's wrong with him? Like, why he acting too nice? And I always found myself getting ran over by, in my earlier days, when I was like 18 and younger, getting ran over by women who were at the time girls who liked the more rugged kind of guy. They didn't like the really sweet guy.
Yeah,
But
like
of course, as I grew older, kind of tried to overcompensate, became a womanizer, and necessarily not the best part of my life, but happened. If I can be
You
honest.
don't think so? Why'd you say that's not the best part of your life?
Man, as Darnell said, getting hit, man. It's full circle, huh? Getting hit ain't fun, man.
I'm sorry to laugh.
Watching somebody like ball their eyes out it's a crappy feeling, man. And then it always come back. I mean, I got cheated on. I got hurt too. I got messed over by it. But it's because I did it first though.
So it's a lot to unpack here real quick. I know we about to dive into your life a little bit. So I gotta know. When you was getting hit by these women, was it by the same woman on different occasions? Or it's like one time, like, all right, we done. You go into the next, and then she start hitting you. Then you like, all right, we done. You go to the next. Or
Yeah,
it's like,
man. It's a one
what
and
was
done.
that situations like? What were those situations like? Were you just getting beat on by the same woman from a period of time?
you talking to my
Nah,
nigga like
nah,
you
I
a
ain't never
good
got
blooded
beat
husband.
on.
Huh?
No, in all seriousness, man, it's like I would do stuff to and like talking to other women, just being on social media, flirting with other women, like that stuff could, especially in a relationship, that stuff can like make a person go crazy.
You saying that's justified to get you hit?
No, it ain't. No, but that's what I mean. That's why it's one and done. It's not justified.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. And first off, when I say getting hit, man, I'm a big dude. I'm a pretty big dude. It ain't like I'm getting battered, black eye. I got to put makeup on my shit.
I
Y'all,
understand the dude. I think
don't try to
he
paint
has
me out to be.
I don't think he's trying to make excuses for it. He can see the reason why. Like the same. Like
Yeah.
I understand why
Yeah,
this happening.
before,
Yeah, right. No,
yeah,
it's
before it's
kinda
just like
good.
before I was just like, man, like it's happened, like blame her for getting upset at me. But it's like, okay, yeah, she did it. Is it justifiable? I don't think anybody hitting it. Like I couldn't put my hands on nobody. But that's just what this when you're angry, you just do shit. And I don't think they all regretted it because the relationship ended afterwards. But at the same time, I regret doing what I did too. So yeah,
Do you do?
I do, man. I ruined some. It's a cycle though. I got cheated on first. That's what and it's a vicious cycle. I got cheated on first, and then I became the person who cheated.
Hey,
Okay.
that's
But
another
she,
societal.
but she got cheated
Let
on
me
before me.
let's get into this article before because we are already at the 50 mark. Let me get
Yeah,
into
we
this
actually
article.
we've been pumping. We've never through.
We've been going at it. All right, so this is the article Darnell brought up. A brief look into the negative effects of social conditioning in modern society.
I will say I regret actually even presenting this article.
Yeah, this article is a little biased and
It's very biased. It is like
it's
so fucking.
okay. It's very biased when I was looking at it.
Yeah, they're like.
But it's aspects we
read the
can
board.
end up. There's aspects of it we can pull from it and just have a conversation on that. Just when I was looking through, I was like, I don't know if we should talk about this because it's very biased.
Wrote this,
It's no way. Yeah. All right. So we live in a society where we can constantly bombarded with messages and ideals about how to think, look, and act. We inherited social conditioning from our parents, and they inherited it from their parents. We are trapped into thinking that we are not good enough, regardless how hard we work. It is never good enough, which has negative consequences for our mental and physical health. As a result of our social conditioning, corporations exploit our emotional insecurities. This is the bias part. All that red line right there, that's all bias. So they can sell us their products and services, making us compete with others about who has more stuff. So-called journalists are selling us lies by utilizing propaganda tactics through the mainstream media, turning us into mindless puppets. Priests and religious teachers of all sorts gain power by selling us heaven in the afterlife, dividing us into in groups and out groups that fight against one another in the name of God. And politicians gain power by selling us heaven and on earth, also splitting us into opposing groups that fight against each other in the name of ideology. So even though that part is biased, it we can pull from that exactly what this conversation is going to be about. Like I said, it's on social conditioning. So in there, it talks about social conditioning of the corporations wanting you to buy their products. So you think you got we've been social conditioned to think about Christmas, all these other holidays, Black Fridays. Everybody's participating. Lines are wrapped around the building. They fighting to get the PS5s and the Xboxes and the limited edition toys. Religion, everybody got their religion. Everyone thinks the other religion may be a false belief. We got Christianity, Judaism, Muslims, uh, Buddhism, all kind of religions. Others may think the others unrighteous in their own right, but if you grew up in it, you've been social conditioned to think that your religion is the right one until you may have are exposed to another. Then you can pull from there and understand like, okay, maybe I'm wrong or maybe I'm right, right? And then you got your religions or your politics. We got conservatives, we got liberals, both extreme sides of a coin of a half. One's Republican mostly, one's Democrat mostly. One wants the traditional family, the other wants more of a LGBTQ type family. Like everyone should be able to live the way they want to live. Uh, Less populated, prison systems. Others see like, no, we need to keep people in jail because that's how they learn their lessons. That's how they get their accountability. So with that being said, my next question is: when someone says they are living in their truth, are they living free of social conditioning or in acceptance of a form of it? So, what that means is we all understand we all have been social conditioned in some way, but as we get older, we fall into a category. So, either we stay social conditioned the way we came up, or we say no and we break free of that. So, what do y'all think about that? Is somebody living free of social conditioning at some point in time, or are they stuck in the form of
I'd like to speak on this. Oh, go ahead, Mel.
No, I was just gonna say, I think you kind of, I don't think you have a choice but to be like, you just, you accepting that, I'm socially conditioned. And I'm cool with that. I'm just gonna live my life like, I'm cool. I'm not gonna worry about the rest of it. But you can go ahead. I'll say something. You have something to say.
No, I mean, to elaborate on what both of you both just said. I did a paper on social conditioning. And I was just thinking about like, dang, it sounds so familiar. As we continue to talk about the topic, but it goes like this: a breakdown of how your parents want you to be, and then you go from being around kids and suppose you're separated from your parents. So then you're like, oh, I want to be liked. I want to be accepted by my friends and my peers. So you start to do what they like. You don't necessarily like it, but you've been doing it. And then as you continue to get older and get into different social groups, it's like, okay, maybe it's college, maybe it's the job that you work, and once again you break off and turn into a different person. And at a certain point, you either are going to continue to uh, adapt to what other people like, or you're going to eventually turn into your own person. So living, like you just said, living in your truth is discovering, hey, listen, I like rock music, even though I'm black, or I like country, even though I'm black, or I like, um, you know, hip hop, even though I'm white, or just whatever the case may be, whatever your culture say you're supposed to be. You say, hey, listen, I'm cool with liking all these things, but I like these other things too. That's what I think living in your truth actually is. It's breaking down what your culture say you're supposed to like and what your parents say you're supposed to like, and truly being yourself.
But I would say that argue that counterculture is also part of the conditioning as well.
It's all conditioning.
Like I'm saying, like to live in your truth. I mean, I think we're all like to, I guess, live in your truth and be, I guess, go against the grain, be contrarian. I mean, yeah, I mean that one little instance. I mean, yeah, okay, like the rock music as a black person, sure, that can be considered contrarian and you living in your truth or whatever. Or let's say, bigger picture, say, just being a homosexual. That's typically counter to no matter where you're at. That's not considered normal. So, but again, like sexuality is just like a small part of you. Like that's very, very. That's not the end all be all. And to simply just, to put that one thing and say that you're living your truth. I mean, there's so much more that conditioning that goes on aside from that. Like to sit there and say that you finally broke free. I mean, you haven't really broke free of anything. It's almost like being like in a matrix in a sense. I think we're all in it.
You can say I truly believe somebody can say they can break free or live in their truth by just people say, oh, I don't care. It's like I don't give a fuck. It's like you do. I care about what my peers think about me. I do. I care about sometimes when not that I want y'all approval, but it's like the head nod is like, okay, yeah, I see you, OJ. I see what you're doing because I care about y'all. I have love for y'all, and it's not that even if I didn't, I would still have to just go on and accept it. Like whatever y'all didn't, whatever y'all, if y'all didn't approve of something that I was doing, I would just have to accept it, right? But living your truth is understand like, okay, yeah, y'all don't care, so I'm still gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like let's live in your truth. Like I'm still gonna do what I like to do, no matter if I can't get these acceptance and validation from the people who I love and care about. Just live in your truth. I think
So I think
I
another
think a
aspect.
lot of people do that.
So I think another aspect of this that we're not hitting on is exposure. Remember, I highlighted it earlier in the other part of the conversation. But you go as you're social conditioned, you're going to be social conditioned to what you're exposed to. So like I say, if you're not getting out that environment, you only gonna know that, and you only gonna like that. So like, let's say you only got if you stay in your city, you only gonna like the food of your city because you don't know what's on the outside. So if they only got pizza, when someone say, "Hey, here go a hot dog," you're like, "Ugh, I don't want no hot dog. Where my pizza at? Give me the pepperoni pizza."
Yeah,
That's gonna be what you want. You're gonna be social conditioned to that. So I think to break that, you can be accepting of it and just enjoy your pizza throughout your life, or you can free yourself a little bit more, be exposed a little bit more, travel a little bit, and get exposed to that other cultures. I think that's part of the social conditioning, breaking the social conditioning is being exposed to other people's cultures and environments. So like us being in the military, we was exposed to different people, different languages, backgrounds. Not every white person's the same. Not every black person's the same. Not even we know Filipinos and Vietnamese basically are like the black people, the Asian community. They they listen to hip hop just like they dress like us, talk like us, drink like us. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That we just related a lot more than we thought we was gonna relate. I didn't grow up with Asian people in Detroit. It's probably one or two in my school. You know what I'm saying? But when I get around them, I want to learn about them. I want to be like, well, okay, let me see what's the differences. And I think that's the same thing goes for like the religions and everything like that. You can't just sit there and not want to hear the other side of the aisle. So I understand, like, yeah, some people are accepting of where they're at, but I think you have to be tolerant to others, people's way they're social conditioned.
Yeah, definitely, definitely being open minded just to other ways of life, and it doesn't mean you have to accept it. And I think that's the big problem that we have right now is like everybody feel like you have to accept a certain type of lifestyle in your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to accept it. You just have to acknowledge
Exactly.
that it exists and that it's not your job to get rid of this. It's just like, okay, I know that it exists. I don't necessarily want my family to be around it, or or I can say, hey, listen, this does exist. We can coexist together in the same, same playing field or the same. I'm trying to be vague with it.
I mean,
I understand where you're going with that. We ain't gotta be vague with it. Just man, talk your talk,
I mean,
man.
just
Like,
being on the
so,
boat. We was on a boat with 140 other people, and we just
yeah.
it's a whole bunch from everywhere, all over the
Yeah,
country.
everywhere, bro.
And we just coexisted.
What he
It's
talking
literally
about?
just like the U.S., bro. Like the same demographic. It was in the military, same demographic. You know.
I don't care what.
But I think what OJ is alluding to. So like, let's talk about a few of us got kids here. You don't want your kids exposed to certain things. You accept that these things are here, but it's like certain things are being forced upon children that shouldn't be forced upon children. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, okay, like
Go
let's
ahead.
say, huh?
So go ahead. We here.
I'm saying I'm getting to it. I'm trying to make a list in my head of things that shouldn't be exposed.
I can. I mean, my oldest son, 14.
So
I already had this conversation with him a little bit about certain things, like I got a 14-year-old, I got a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So my 3-year-old, my 4-year-old aunt, sex and all that. I don't want them exposed to that. But my oldest son,
he at that
we
age.
talking about. They like, what I'm saying, the sex talk. I think this was last year, maybe last summer. Like the sex talk, like, yeah, we done had that. We in the kitchen talking. I'm like, damn, do I need to have a conversation about the LGBTQ shit? He was in
You
there.
do.
But I said it out loud, and he was like, I'm not gay.
That's a huge weight on my shoulders. All right.
It's still to have a deeper talk though.
Yeah, but you still gotta have
Another thing, what I was thinking, because this is something I got to think about. Is like they are going through this, like not like how we went through it. Like we going through it. It's like a shame to be gay. Like if you gay, you gotta hide it. It's like then people gonna make fun of you. But they growing up with this, it's a little bit more normal. So they got like gay people in school. They talk about it in school. Like you probably know more than me about. Like I don't know how to like the transgender stuff. Like I'm like, is that a transgender woman or we confused about that?
Still having a tough time. Yeah.
I think
that's probably a whole episode we're going to have a discussion on just to figure it out.
In Europe, man, they took that shit to a whole nother level, man, especially in Scandinavia. So
yeah,
but I think that they growing up into a different like the generation that they growing up in is a little bit more inclusive. So they probably know more than me what I know about this stuff. So it's kind of like when I'm having a conversation, I might be into the one like, oh, okay, trying to learn some stuff.
Yeah.
You briefly said it. This upcoming generation is the most inclusive, and I think that's a great thing. Honestly, I think with the inclusion of everybody, because I mean, Cam, you was just alluding to, or you had alluded to it earlier. Like you was an outcast because you were smarter. You had to, fight for friendship because you were smarter. And I think in this group, even for the teachers, they don't even allow people to be like outcasts.
Yes,
and it's like, is that a good thing? Though?
They do. They just don't allow bullying.
But see, I think the kids they don't grow up with this, and they don't do the bullying thing. Ain't like how we like when we was going in school.
It's a different kind of bullying.
It's a different type of bullying. They still bully. It's just not. It's not like on the same level. People getting stuffed in lockers, atomic wedgies. I ain't never got a swirly. If someone tried a swirly, I'm squaring up. It's all hands. I ain't doing that.
Oh yeah,
ain't nobody ever gave me.
Hey, no,
just my drawers. What?
I done got a wedgie before. I done got put in the trash can. They done tried to put. I was a small dude, but they tried to put me in the locker. And I got
hung on the doorknob of my underwear.
See, that's the thing. Back when I was coming up, they used to they would put like laxative in the brownies and shit, and watch everybody else eat them motherfuckers. Bro. Doing some wild shit, bro. I'm like, bro, this is terrorism, man. This ain't bullying. This is terrorism right here, bro. This is biological terrorism. Like, bro, they took bullying. Then, like, all right, I went to like a white school basically. And these motherfuckers would literally put their dicks on each other. Like
we could tell. We could tell you went to a white school.
I know.
Yeah, or whatever. Man. But yeah, anyways, like they would do like some strange shit. This is.
I ain't from Louisiana. Ain't got no accent.
Assault. This is sexual assault, man. This is a whole other level with their other demographic.
They was doing that on the boat.
Oh yeah,
but who was doing that though?
Not us.
Not us.
Not the camp.
Man, when y'all tried to net tap me or do none of that stuff, I appreciate that.
I'm saying we just don't play like that though. That's something we don't do.
Yeah, I remember What was it? What's his name? Was it Lounsbury? Yeah, y'all know. Y'all big white dude that was in y'all A game. They got the diesel dog tatted on him. I ain't gonna say his name
You just
unless
said
I just
it, bro.
We're
just
gonna
said.
keep rolling.
Okay, I said. I said. Y'all heard
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Man. You trying to whisper or something?
I tried. This mic, man. This mic too good. God dang, this mic too good. But anyway, he was he was fucking with Mel in the birthing. He was trying to wrestle him, but he was taking the Mel blouse off. Mel like, "Bro, what the fuck are you doing, man?"
I don't call myself
He's like, I ain't with all that gay shit. Hey, I'm just walking through. I'm just going. I'm like, I'm gonna mind my business. I don't know what's going on. Yo, it's just certain people they tried that with. Now I remember on the barge. That's another story. I remember on the barge, another dude, another black guy that was in my division. And it was a white dude that was a nuke. And I think OJ, you remember this story.
Yeah, I remember this.
The black dude, he was standing watch. He was standing barge watch, right? He about to go up. He about to go do his tour. He going up the ladder, going up the stairs. White dude come by and just, wow, punches him right in his butthole.
Yeah.
Boy, he turned around. Yo, black dude turned around, got that clipboard. Wham! Smacked him right across the face with the clipboard.
Do his
Don't
name
you ever do that?
do his name
Don't you
rhyme
ever
with
do that?
memory?
Huh?
Do his name rhyme with memory?
Nah.
No, it wasn't him. No, it rhymed with Rick's. He wasn't there for he wasn't there for him. So
You can
but
say Ricks.
yeah, that's what I said. I said Rick's. That's what I said. It rhymes with Rick's.
Yeah.
And the white dude rhymes with Flarney. so look, to continue the story. I wasn't there for this. This is how it's been relayed to me. I already internet got back to me. So now I'm on duty the next day, and Flarney back in the back, he talking shit. I'm over here for duty relief, and he see me. He's like, "Yo, Smith, you gotta do something about your nubs, man." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" I already know what he's talking about, but I want to hear him say it. You gotta do something about your nubs, man. He hit me with a clipboard. I was like, dude, like 38. If he gonna hit you with a clipboard, it's gonna be for a reason. He ain't just gonna hit you with a clipboard. Like, what you do? Why he hit you with a clipboard? Well, and then you know telling me, I'm like, well, there you go. Why the fuck are you complaining for? You trying to slander this man's name because he didn't accept you punch him in the butthole with your fingers.
I heard it from him first. This was crazy. I heard it from Flarney first. Flarney
Exactly.
Flarney told me, and I was like, damn, like, what the fuck? What you hear?
Why did you think that was okay?
And
Why
then
did
I
you
went
think
to
that was
Rick's.
acceptable?
I went to Rick's, and Rick's told me what actually happened. I'm like, bruh. Then I heard the mixed story between the whole, the whole boat. I'm like, Flarney, yo, Flarney does that to everybody, and everybody secretly was happy.
Yeah, they just go with
Flarney
it.
got his ass hit.
He finally got hit. Now he finally got hit. He was doing some questionable stuff. I remember another one. Flarney was down at the Peter room. He put his balls on top of another dude's head while he was cleaning.
Benny?
Dude didn't know.
Yeah, no, I told you that. I told you
Stop saying
that.
names.
I
Stop
seen
saying
it,
names. Stop saying names.
bro. Look, Flarney. No, so Benny is sitting down. Benny's sitting down. Benny's bald, right? Yo, Flarney walks up, takes out his Jenner,
Let me mute. I got
and put it on Benny's head. Benny, look, here's Benny. And runs out the boat. Bro, I tell you, that's the most disturbing thing I've seen, man.
And that's what we talk about, social conditioning. Because people thought that was okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
They thought that was okay. And they
No. They thought that was okay. There's certain
I said
people.
I didn't say we. I said they thought that was okay. And tried to blame these people when they didn't accept If that was opinion, that was their new.
Gaslighting,
What's
victim
crazy?
blaming, all that shit.
You can't get mad because you can say we, because even though we didn't partake into it, it was the culture of the entire boat, right?
They
You
looked at
got
us
100
united.
some people,
They
and you
looked at
got
us
10
weird.
people who ain't participating.
I don't know, man. Like I will say, like overall, I guess if you zoom out, yes, but like if we really are, and that's the thing. Like you say, it's part of the boat, right? But
It's
it's
not.
really not, though. It's part. It's like that's how they play. That's how they play around, bro. We don't do that shit. That's how they play. Like,
Yeah,
bro, it
but
don't
you
matter
can,
if you're on submarine. They do that shit in the locker rooms, bro. Like
That's a
that's
fact,
how they
bro.
play around, bro.
That
yeah,
is. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's
that's
their
true.
that's
Even,
their
even
part
the
of
way
their
they
culture.
wrestle, even the way they wrestle was different. Because like when I tried to wrestle them, they immediately go for the takedown. Like when I was came up wrestling, it was just a tussle. And when they slammed me, bro, I was like, oh, hold on, we actually tussling. We actually tussling. Oh yeah, we about to actually start moving some furniture for real. That was bad.
It's crazy.
It's just different. That's what I'm saying. We condition differently. Whether black, white, Asian, all of that.
But that was the first time I'd been around a lot of that. I was like, "What's going on? This is new to me." Like this.
Man, when I first got to the boat, my very first experience was like that. I put my hand in the locker, and Mel was there, and that's when I first got into machinery room. I put my hand in the locker, and then I don't even know how to disguise this name. Yo, you gotta help me out.
You talking about Chief?
Yeah.
Nah, Chief was different.
I put my hand in the locker. And he did one of these jumps. I'm like, bro, what the? Bro, he came from like my elbow all the way down.
Nah, Chief was
Man,
different.
dude, what the?
Chief was different. I was about to say in machinery room we ain't do all that shit. But
Yeah.
Chief, this is just
Oh,
Chief.
yeah.
Gee, man, he's the only one. Nobody
Nobody
in
was
the game
safe.
did that except for it's two people.
Yeah.
Two people.
Nobody was safe from Chief. Nobody was safe.
But before he got there, like when I had the old Chief, we ain't do none of that shit. Like my first deployment, like we ain't doing none of that. That ain't Chief got there and switched the whole shit up.
Yeah.
Chief took it easy on niggas, bro. Like I'm coming from a different Chief where we going hard. This nigga Chief just signing shit. Like, give me a Red Bull, I'll sign it for you.
Bro, one story from him. He made two people, and I ain't gonna even try to disguise their name, but he said put the most hot dogs in your mouth as you can. And then he said he made them bite it. He said, now bite it. Bro, like 13 hot dogs and shit stuck out these dudes' mouth, man. Go check out.
Ain't no way. Oh no.
Bro, that's what he used to
do.
do.
Shove hot dogs, just bro, like they all just sticking out like this.
Niggas didn't want to come to me for no checkout. They went to him.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I remember that. They never want to come to you for check. I ain't want to come to you for checkouts either.
I was the same way.
I did though. I came for a couple of them. All the DC ones anyway.
Nah, it was funny because I make niggas go look shit up and I forgot what the fuck I made them look up. They come back.
Most of y'all did, man.
All right.
I did that too, and I became like qualified.
Nah, but then I got tired of that shit. That shit was annoying though. Everybody coming at once. Nigga, I'm trying to talk, bro. What the fuck you interrupting me for, bro?
What you trying to learn for?
He's interrupting conversation and shit. Nigga, we talking about.
Hey, you got time for a checkout?
All right. So if y'all just joining us, we coming to almost to the end of the show. It's the S1EP5 podcast. We just got done talking about social conditioning. Now you're kind of just chopping it up right now. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't hit the like button already. Subscribe, share, and if you want to come up and share your story about social conditioning, you can come on up. I'll drop the link in a little bit. Give me a second. But we're going to continue on with this conversation as we come to an end. So, anybody got anything to add about social conditioning?
Nah, I'm so real. Even after all this conversation, I still think that we social conditioned and we don't even realize it. Like a lot of this shit, like it's just like you said, like if you don't travel outside of where you're from, you won't even notice it. And then even when you get used to that, you socially conditioned for where you at, I guess.
Mm. So I guess the question is social conditioning beneficial?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
for
It's
the
a,
In what
I
entire.
mean,
ways?
that's how you create a culture. You know, like a large swath of people doing the same things in the same ways. You know, kind of creates a culture, and yeah, it's completely necessary to have that because how else you going to inculcate the population?
So what's something that we're being social conditioned to right now? What do you say something we're being social conditioned to right now?
These politics being crazy, like just even saying not I don't want to get too political, but let's just say Donald Trump, he's not a politician, but ran and won, and now he's about to run again, and it's
Mhm.
just people that ain't even um have a political background running for politics. Like that shit really just makes no sense. But
You
it's
think so?
yeah, it doesn't
I mean,
make
that's the thing. I think every time you get in corporate America, you're in politics to some degree.
Right.
but you in it well, if that's the case, you in it for your own personal reasons though. As a business, you in it to what's going to be beneficial to your business.
That's right.
And as a politician, I think you're supposed to look out for the overall good of the people. And
I
if you
mean, but
coming from a business standpoint, like from a business standpoint, I don't know how you can switch gears in there.
I
I mean, you have
mean,
to think politics
you're
and
talking
business
about
go hand in hand, though. You know, like
It,
you. I think you misrepresenting politicians
mm,
heavily because you said it
Yeah,
represent.
I was gonna say
oh, so
that.
I said
He
supposed
said
to.
he didn't want to get too
I
deep
said
It
into
really
supposed to be.
politics.
Supposed to be.
because I mean I understand they're not representing their own interests, but they get paid. Like we talking. What's that old white lady name? The Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
How much
yeah,
she worth? She like 50 million. She worth 50 million, something like that.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like politics and business go hand in hand.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm
So the
saying.
thing
Like
that
so,
Donald Trump's not a politician. I mean, I think that's
they still got lobbyists they got to deal
yeah.
with. They
I mean,
got to deal with
that's a fault. It's
a
fault.
whole bunch of stuff. You still got your own cabinet when you a CEO. So translating that over to being president, I don't think it's too much of a difference. Besides you actually implementing the laws versus accompanied by laws that you're dealing with in regulations and policies.
I mean, which I'm not saying that the politicians that's in aren't like in it for themselves or businesses. I understand
Mhm.
it, but as far as like a people aspect, I don't think that you coming from a business, you're not. I don't think that you kind of equipped to even think about like people, the economy, and shit like that.
Well, then who is then?
But
Because
I
the
I
don't
mean,
know.
businesses you have to think about who your audience is. You have to think about who you're going to market to, and
But now it's
you
just
got to appeal to that brand. And if you're not appealing, if something goes wrong with your brand, you're gonna lose customers. So it's the same thing with politicians. That they choose a brand that they may not even align with it. So a politician can say that they're a Democrat, but they really a Republican at heart. But that's the
that's the
brand they
best way.
chose to
That's the
align
best
with
way to
because that's
do
what
it. Honestly,
sells.
that's the route they
That's
should take.
that's the route that they took. But
That's
they may
the,
not agree with the policies or anything, but they
yeah.
have to.
That's the route you should take if you really want to win. Shit, say you're a Democrat and then just have political Republican views, you'll win.
no, it's not going to work, man, because you're not going to win your parties. You're not going to get the election from your party.
I mean, it's a coin flip. I mean, we can. I feel like this conversation can definitely can carry, but politics is a coin flip, and it's so hard. You were saying it, man. It was like it's really hard for you to like. Or I think you and Cam was saying it's so hard to like one thing. You just accept some other things in. So it is a part of your brand. You're part of this is your winning brand. You don't necessarily
Yeah,
like
I
it.
mean
You
that's a
don't have
big
to eat
thing right there.
cornflakes to like it.
Like, why are we all voting Democrat and shit, and
Yeah,
half the shit they are pushing we don't agree with?
I
It's
stopped.
the
I
same
mean,
thing with the Republican Party.
yeah,
It's
I
both
mean,
sides.
exactly. Hey, look, I completely agree. It's
Yeah.
like that all the way around. Like,
well, he
why
brought up
what
Democrats
does the
tradition.
gay rights have to do with any? Like, why are they on opposite sides of the aisle? Like,
Yeah,
that makes no sense
but
to me.
the overarching point here is that a business person can translate over and be a politician. Same thing, a politician can translate over and be
Oh,
a
absolutely.
business person because
Yeah,
it's all business in a sense. It's just You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Because the
business
U.S.
as usual.
Politics.
You got it's like the terminology is just a little bit different.
Yeah,
Who you got
the
to
U.S.
coordinate and get resources through is a bit different.
Yeah, the philosophy is, and it's still the same. Like you still gotta
And I don't
running a
even
business is like running a country in a sense. A
think
lot of
Trump made that big of a difference. I mean, he as being a business person because Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Yeah,
That's true.
So
But
it's
wasn't he governor of California before he was president?
yeah, he was. So he was governor of
yeah,
California.
same thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I mean, technically, a lot of politicians are just some regular ass person. They really, I mean, what he's like, what criteria of a politician is to know laws? Is no, that's a lawyer. Is to know the
Some
history. I mean,
politicians
it's
are
a
lawyers.
historian.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. Like some presidents back in the day were lawyers. Some presidents back in the day were
Yeah.
generals.
Yeah,
Like everybody had their sector that they had the expertise in, but they were well rounded enough to
Yeah.
at least be abreast
George
and
Washington was in the
knowledgeable
army.
of other
Yeah.
things.
But we all deal in politics, and it might not be on a scale of America, but in a job field. I'm gonna say for the boat, there are politics. Like if the very moment you didn't say you was re-enlisting, okay,
Oh,
you get outcasted. The very moment you do something bad and you're not cool with this certain chief or that certain officer, then you're getting banned. I mean, it's
once you say you're not really listening, then
yeah, you're getting kicked to the curb. So
once
it's
they
still
realize
Oh,
that
they
you for
take that
real
shit so
about it.
personal though, man. It's crazy to me.
yes, Ron
How personally
Burgundy.
they
the
took it.
person.
It's like me not really. How's that personal to you, bro? Like how
Yeah.
you treat people
You
differently?
it's like, how you gonna take care of your family?
It's a part of retention.
Get out and get a job, motherfucker.
Yeah, I had
Like,
a job before I came here. I had a son
The
before
reason-
I came here.
Yeah.
The reason they don't like it, and I understand it a little bit. The reason they don't like it is because a part of retention it goes on the chiefs and officers.
Yeah, look bad on them. And that's their fault.
It look great on them if somebody re-enlists. I got this amount of sailors to re-enlist. I got this person qualified. This person end up becoming this rank. All of that matters on the eval. So when you say you about to get out, they can't focus you on being on your eval anymore.
My chief never give a fuck.
There's no incentive
tell
for
us
them.
get
bro,
out.
that's the thing. You can make chief and not give a fuck who re-enlisted who ain't.
Yeah, my chief didn't give a fuck about who get out. He was like, get out. If you're gonna get out, get out. Like do this.
So he wanted to get out himself. We all
He
y'all gotta
understood
get out
that.
at some point.
But
That's
it was
part of the
people-
social conditioning, though.
The other people that was on the boat, or the other chiefs, is the reason why. Like I would never re-enlist. Like what the fuck? I ain't seen my son in 8 months, and y'all don't give a fuck about that. Y'all give a fuck about me re-enlisting or cleaning, or we staying late as fuck to do some dumb shit, or man on the way to Guam. We could have been pulled into some ports. Let's go try to stay out for 100 days.
Yo, for real.
Come on, bro.
Yo, we all looking at
Huh?
MC like,
Yeah, we did no. All right, I'm gonna get out as soon as possible, nigga. As soon as it's cool, like as soon as I can get out, I'm out.
It was 74 days, though, right?
It was
yeah, we up
76.
here looking at Japan through the scope. Just let us dock, please.
I never wanted to know where we was at or when we was close to something. I ain't want to know because I ain't want that shit would fuck me up.
Yeah. Well,
Damn, we right there?
that was my torture. I had to know everywhere. See, I was thinking about doing. See, I'm about to start doing some Dolo clips for the show, some reaction videos, and I haven't talked about the Montgomery Brawl yet. So I might do a Montgomery Brawl this week and actually talk about like the mooring requirements and things like that. But yeah, we at the end of the conversation. How y'all fellas feeling, man? Y'all feel like we talked enough about the social conditioning? I'm about to say social engineering, social conditioning.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was an alright topic.
I had to learn some shit about what social conditioning. It's kind of hard to kind of self-evaluate that shit.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard to look objectively, at yourself
Yeah.
and see like, damn, like I really was pushed in this direction or another.
The only thing I can see is just when I see like people doing other shit, and I'm like, and I don't say nothing out loud. I just kind of, maybe sometimes I do. I be like, but I just look at it like I had to help my homeboy get his car, and he was like, you just drive my truck, and they would meet at my house, and I got in, his shit already buckled. That just happened like Sunday. I'm like, these niggas just don't wear their seatbelt, bro. Like that's crazy. My dad would have been wild on that.
What about you? Closing remarks, everybody. Darnell.
Man, I'm glad to see y'all niggas doing all right, man. Shit, everybody live and well. No, always a good thing.
All right. OJ.
Hey, episode 5, man. I'm happy that we're continue to do these. I'm taking a little over an hour out of our day to continue to come in and talk and you know
We love
and
our 7
podcast.
viewers.
Yeah. Okay. With that, thank y'all for joining us. It's the It's Get Deep podcast. I'm Tope, or Cam, if y'all know me by that. That's Mel, OJ, and Darnell. Thank y'all for joining us. That was our conversation on social conditioning. If you didn't catch it on the playback. If you go ahead and join in those comments, even after the video is done, go ahead and get in the comments, drop your opinions on social conditioning. What's something that you thought was normal, but others saw was abnormal? That we want to hear what your thoughts are. And then also, what's something that's currently being social conditioned in today's society that you may not agree with? So thank y'all for joining us. We out of here.
Peace.